He was finally brought down in 1931 by FBI accountants. Although believed responsible for crimes ranging from bootlegging to murder, Capone was ultimately arrested and convicted for income tax evasion. That's how he ended up in jail. Celebrities who began their careers as accountants or CPAs include Ultimate Fighting Champion and Dancing with the Stars contestant Chuck the Iceman Liddell. I don't know who that is. WWE wrestler D'Lo Brown. Jazz artist Kenny G.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And comedian Bob Newhart. Other celebrities who studied accounting before getting the big time included John Grisham, Rolling Stones lead singer Mick Jagger, and singer Janet Jackson. This is a good one because we're in the award season for Hollywood, right? Every year since 1935, a team of CPAs has spent an average of 1,700 hours prior to Oscar night counting the Academy Awards ballots by hand. Two tuxedoed accountants from the Academy's accounting firm traditionally make an appearance during the live broadcast. So you could be an accountant on the Academy Awards.
For celebrities.
And you
Handing the
can.
envelope over because you're part of the firm. Okay, so, yes, well, first of all, if you guys want a pin, grab one. There's some pins here. And then, I'm going to open up for questions. But I just want to give you just a quick little hit here. Make sure you give a big thank you to your math teacher today, or anybody who's helping you with your math in any way. I actually had a math teacher in school. This is part of the reason why I didn't like math, but he used to actually physically throw erasers at us if we were talking during class. It's so, I actually became a little fearful of my geometry class for fear of an eraser, not because I was talking, but because it would bounce off somebody and hit me. And so, yes, and so Mackenzie has also brought an eraser for each of you. If you'd like to have it thrown, she can, or she can hand it out if you would prefer.
Yeah.
So if you want it thrown, just put your hand up,
Yeah.
and she'll give it a toss. There's enough for everybody, so don't die for one and hurt yourself. But does anybody have any questions about accounting? Good catch. The Bears could use that.
That's right.
In the back.
So when you're an accountant,
Yes.
do you count more than just so you know how you said you were counting like telephone poles and
Yes.
stuff like that? What other stuff, like unexpected stuff, do you usually count?
That's an awesome question. So, like looking around this room, let's say I was an accountant for, what's your name again?
Mrs. O'Connor.
Let's
Yep.
just say I was an accountant for Mrs. O'Connor.
Uh-huh.
So things that I might count in her room would be, Mrs. O'Connor, you said you had 5 bottles of glue, but I only see 3 up there. What happened to the other one? I would count, you said there were going to be 10 students in your class, there's only 8, you're missing 2. That big thing of numbers right there catches my attention. I might go through and do some math on that to figure out
Pie.
what
I
that's all
love
about.
pie.
Um,
I love pie.
like at the end of the
Do you
year,
love pie?
anytime,
Should we put one for
even
one
like
pie?
grocery stores. Have you guys ever been in a
actually
grocery store where you see a bunch of people along the shelf? Yeah, they're doing an inventory, they're counting how many items are there and
One
see
for
if
one
it increased.
pie. No.
Yes, they're counting
One
to
for
say,
1, 5,
oh,
6, 5,
is everything
5,
there
8,
that's
9,
supposed to be?
10,
So,
9, 3, 2.
lots of things
That's
need
as
to
far
count
as I can
for,
remember.
all the time. Good catch.
Yeah.
3,
Has
4,
everybody got an
6, 2,
eraser?
6, 4, 3, 3,
Okay.
2,
Any other questions?
5, 1, 2,
That's a good question, by the way.
1, 6,
I have a question
Yes.
for you. So, if you're a 6th grader or a 7th
Yep.
grader, and you're thinking all of a sudden accounting might be really sweet,
Yep.
what would be things that you should focus on or work harder at
Mm-hmm.
or challenge yourself with in middle school and high school?
That's a great question.
Even college, I guess, too.
Yeah, first of all, don't let math intimidate you. That would be my
That's
number
great
one thing.
advice.
Don't let math intimidate you. Math is processes. And even though you may not get the process right out the gate, keep working at it. Because it's really learning how to think through math. It's not maybe always getting the right answer. That'd be the first thing. The other thing is just play with numbers in your head. Like if you're at a stoplight and you see somebody's license plate and it's 1076, like okay, what's the relationship between 1076? Well, 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Like just playing number games in your head.
How
I
many
know.
of you guys do that sometimes?
Yeah.
See numbers and
Yeah, you just kind of
Teachers.
throw numbers around. Like that's your brain may be kind of number geared. The other thing I would say is don't limit yourself in thinking what an accountant does. I'll tell you, there's a huge shortfall of people in the accounting industry right now. And so it's a great profession to maybe consider. But the biggest thing I would say is just don't be intimidated by your math. No matter what your grades are right now, keep working at it. Ask someone to come up along the side and help you so that you don't just get discouraged by it. So, yep.
That's great.
Any more questions? Well, I have a quote real quick. So, it's two things. Three
Yep,
things.
we're good.
Okay.
Yep.
So, a good education is like a savings account. The more you put into it, the richer you are. Accounting is possibly the most boring subject in the world. Also, it could be the most confusing. But if you want to be rich, long term, it could be the most important subject, right? You need to be able to keep track of your money. Don't let someone take advantage of you. Last thing, and as an accountant, and someone who loves to work with math, with my daughter, and what do I always tell you about your math? What do you need to do? What?
Well, let's try it.
And double check, right? Discount, double check? Double check your answers. So I found this. Keep calm and double check.
Double check. How many of you guys are used to hearing that from teachers and parents? Double check your work. Double check your work. Yep. Yep.
But listen, if the federal government was a little better at double checking, we wouldn't necessarily maybe have the budget deficits that we do. But it's big numbers, and there's room for error there. So, anyway, be excited about being a middle schooler and the opportunities in front of you. And I am just super happy and proud of you guys for just coming into this space and learning more about accounting.
Me
So
too.
thanks for doing that. That's awesome.
What do we tell Mrs. Vargason?
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was fantastic.
Yes, grab a pen if you'd like one on the way out, or met several pens. I have many there.
Okay, if you guys want to, you can hang around if you have any other questions.
Yeah.